Alright, good morning guys. Today we're coming to the skate park and the goal for today is to learn crooked grinds. So this is a trick I randomly did like a month ago, and since then I haven't been able to do it again. I went searching over the internet to look for a trick tip that was simple enough to help somebody with such a big brain like me. And the one that I found was by Olan Prenatt. He's the actor from mid-90s. The thing about this trick tip though is that it's actually for a switch crook, and the reason I use a switch crook trick tip is because when you do things switch, you kind of have to simplify it because you're on your weaker foot. And so I figured, let's make this as simple and easy as possible. So today we're going to be using Olan Prenatt's switch crook trick tip to help us learn regular crooks. So before we get into that, if you guys like these videos and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and like. That will help YouTube know to recommend more of my videos to you. And then at the same time, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at the local Joe. And remember to make every day a Friday. If you want to buy a shirt and support the channel, the link will be in the description. Let's get into the video. So Olan breaks it down and gives some key points for learning crooks. So we're going to go through those and then I'm going to break it down into practice steps so that somebody like you or me could figure this out. So number one is the foot position. His front foot, he covers the bolt. So pretty much his front foot is all the way up on the board. This is his standard position for a crook. If it's something a bit taller, he'll slide his foot back a little bit. And then his back foot goes in the pocket, kind of like a front shove position. Kind of, not really the pocket, just like a little bit higher in that back corner of the tail. So now that we've got the foot positioning like Olan, the next thing he does is he rides up next to the ledge, but he says to do it at a slight angle. So parallel, but coming in at an angle. Then he says to pop up onto the ledge, not up to the ledge, but up on top of the ledge. And then when you get in the crook, he says to nudge it along, kind of push the board in front of your body to keep the grind going, that way you don't stick. And then when you want to come out, he says to just nudge it a little bit extra and then you should come out. So the way we're going to break this down is first I'm going to do 25 crook stalls, then I'm going to do 25 crook stalls with a little bit of a nudge, and then from there, if needs be, I'm going to add some wax, and then I'm going to add some speed and do 10 a little bit longer crooks. Just slide it a little bit longer, only like a foot, just a little bit longer slide. And then once I do 10 of those where I'm really sitting in the crook, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to pop out and land the trick. So that's the plan for today. We've got the whole skate park to ourselves because the place isn't open for another hour. Hopefully I don't get in any trouble, but yeah, let's go ahead and warm up. Alright guys, so I've warmed up and ready to start learning these tricks. So first thing we're going to do is just get those stalls and then start trying to nudge it and then try and nudge it even more to get out of it. So hopefully we can figure out how to do crooks and come away with a win today. Something about this metal and cement ledge is helping me lock in way better, and also I tried to just stall them, but the ledge is so slick that I'm crooking anyway, so that's kind of nice. My ledge is just, it's way too grippy. So I feel like I'm getting in there nicely. It's just coming out. I think I need to lean out and then nudge. So once we've got that nudge, I think we're in. I think we got this trick. So hopefully we can get a land right now. Phew. So I just realized I stopped using Olan Prenatt's foot placement. I just switched back to it and that one went really good. Hopefully I can get it in the next 5 tries. stoked with that one. I really liked how I popped out of that one, but to be honest, you can't really get out of this trick without popping out. That was one of my main issues, was I would get to the end of the ledge and then wait to kind of like fall out of it. And so unless you actually pop out, you can't really get out of this trick. So really stoked that my first one worked so good. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get, let's say, 4 more. Let's get 5 in total today. Alright guys, well that actually went really well. I was really surprised the difference between my ledge and this ledge. Obviously this ledge is like a lot more firm. It's a lot, you know, heavier in place. So when I land on it, there's no give. All the energy just gets pushed right into the grind. As well, the metal doesn't stick. Well, not nearly as bad anyway. So if you're learning this trick, if you want to do the stall part first, maybe find like a cement ledge. That way you can actually do the stall without slipping out, and then move to a metal ledge and maybe wax it a little bit so there's no resistance. And if you just do that stall, coming in with just even a little bit of speed, inevitably you're gonna slide it a little bit. So there's 3 main things that I learned going through this process that I think might be able to help you. So number 1 is when you're approaching the ledge, come in at a slight angle. That's really important, because if you come parallel, you won't have the force going into the ledge to hold your crook locked into position. So just do not go parallel with the ledge. Make sure you have at least a little bit of an angle so that you get the right momentum to get into the lock. Second is to make sure that you got enough space between where you pop and the ledge. If you get too close, what I found was happening is I kept locking up on my kingpin or pinching on the wrong wheel, but as soon as I focused on staying away from the ledge and giving myself enough space, I was getting into that perfect pinch. The third thing that I learned is what I call like the teeter-totter method, or I don't know. In my head, I have this concept. It's like a teeter-totter. Basically, your legs are like a teeter-totter, right? So if you put more pressure on this one, eventually the pressure is gonna go onto this one. So when you're coming up to a crook, you want to put more pressure on your back leg and keep the pressure off of your front foot as you're going up into the crook. So if you can overload your back foot going up, you'll overload your front foot coming down, and that will put all the weight on your front foot when you're getting into that lock. So when I was approaching the ledge, I just kept saying to myself, give yourself enough space between you and the ledge, and then keep the weight off of your front foot as long as possible, so that way when I get up, all the weight will go onto my front foot. I guess there's one more thing that I learned, and I already mentioned this before, but you really do need to pop out of this trick. There's no riding out of it. You gotta actually pop out. So once I was getting into the trick consistently, I started just telling myself, okay, ollie up, nollie out, ollie up, nollie out. Finally, when I combined all those things, giving myself enough space, keeping the weight off of my right foot, and then nollieing out, I was able to get some crooks. So I think I did like 5 or 6 today. Definitely not perfect at it. Let me know based off of what I was doing, if you can do this trick, what I need to do better. But I'm definitely stoked that I have a new trick. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe so that you'll see more in the future. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at @TheLocalJoe. And remember to make every day a Friday. If you want to get a t-shirt, the link will be in the description. It helps support the channel. So thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.